Thumbnail picture. Okay. So today, me and my friend Nina are coming to you guys with a mukbang. So we have some wings from Wingstop, thanks to Hunter. It wasn't my hickory smoked barbecue, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And Nina will share with me. Then I got some Minute Maid pink lemonade. She has Smart Water. And I have also a grilled cheese sandwich and mozzarella sticks. I don't need the marinara sauce because I'm not going to eat it.
I got an orange because I ate my mozzarella sticks that were meant for this mukbang because
she was hungry.
So I'm eating an orange today.
Yep.
With some wings if I have room.
I mean, I feel like you should eat the wings first. Don't you think? Because like that could be like a...
You're right. It's like dessert.
Yeah. You're right. Alright, so... I put all of those over by you because I'm probably not going to eat them.
Shit, did I take your wing?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is
this the lemon? Yeah, it smells like lemons.
So... It does taste like rubber. You aren't lying.
Right?
Very rubbery. Well,
I think I'm gonna get sick.
Well, they give us a refund on our meal card. So today's mukbang we'll be talking about the double standard between girls and boys, and also other like relationship kind of things. Some quick ASMR for you guys.
Oh my god.
Imagine. I wish you had Pop Rocks.
I've never had Pop Rocks before.
You did tell me that.
Because I'm scared of the explosion. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, answer this in the comments below. Do you agree with the double standard between girls and boys? Do you feel like it's necessary for parents to implicate this double standard on their kids from such a young age? Or should it be like a to each their own kind of thing? You know? What do you think?
Well, I feel like...
Oh shit, we got a guest, y'all. Come here! She's trying to run away. It's Krista. They can't see you, Krista. There, come on, tilt your head. Ooh, right there.
Tilt your head. Ooh, right there.
They have mozzarella sticks today. Yep.
Yeah, but they rubbery.
I'm coming to stop if you was about to ask, so he didn't get it right. You just got out of night class?
Not early, yeah. But I had to go get some odds. You know, she called that last minute shit. And he had practice, so I had to wait a whole hour with him, then go to practice with him. Why did he decide to start training at 5:40 when his practice starts at 6?
Yeah, no.
Making pancakes and eggs.
What?
And then he go put the hot pan in the sink. I said, Samai, let me teach you something.
You gonna start a fire?
I said, you see how there's a container in the sink? He goes, yeah. I said, that's plastic. Don't put a hot frying pan in the sink.
Exactly. That boy's gonna stress you out.
He is stressing me out. Not even my damn child.
Sorry about that. So yeah, what do you think about the double standard? Like, what's your view on it?
I don't think it's fair that in a relationship, you could call your man out on something, right? And it's like this big hubbub, right? This big fiasco.
Right.
But then it's okay. But then when they call you out on something that they find that you did wrong,
right,
and you try to express yourself, or you get offended, or you're like, listen, it's not like that, but they don't want to hear it. It's like, why don't you want to hear it? Because you're talking over me when I'm trying to tell you how I feel. I don't like that. Because it's like you're in a relationship for a reason. It's a two-way street. Both parties got to talk, and both parties' opinions matter.
And you both have to listen.
Both have to this is what I always say: communication, and of course, everybody else says this,
but they don't live by
communication is key, but listening
is key of keys.
There's it's two keys. It's like the multiple locks.
Yeah.
So you gotta listen. Hearing and listening is different. Cause when you just hear, it's like she could start screaming and I'm like, somebody's screaming, but why are you screaming? You gotta listen. Context.
Right. And don't listen to respond.
Yeah, no, listen to actually interpret.
Understand and interpret the issue.
I agree.
Because it's like, if I'm listening to what you have to say to understand it and I give you the floor to speak freely, and then once you express to me that you're done and I talk afterwards, when it's my turn to talk, don't be combative and don't interrupt me while I'm speaking, because I gave you the mic.
Combative.
And you had it. So now it's my turn with the mic. And then once that's done, then you can come in with your, what's it called? Your
opinion.
Yeah, like your what's it called when like you're in a debate? What is it called? What's that
argument?
word?
Your argument.
Yeah, like your argument. Then you can come with
your position.
Yeah.
There you go.
What she said. She's like, come on. It's not fair. So yeah. Another thing with the double standard, I feel like the reason why it happens so much so is because when you're growing up as a young woman, like it starts from young.
Yep.
A lot of time mothers and fathers, like, they praise their sons for like talking to multiple people, or they praise their sons for like, oh wow, like you had sex, yeah, woo, party, like that's okay. And then when it's like a little girl, it's like, all right, well, you have to be conservative, you know. One, you have to only talk to one person at a time, because if not, then you're this or you're that, or like society paints this picture that it's totally cool for guys to like talk or like entertain and like tie. I'm gonna say tie. I'm not gonna say sex, because sex is more than just a physical activity. It's a tie. You're tying yourself with that person, whether it's a soul tie, a physical tie. Like strings are gonna get tangled, right? So it's like, guys are constantly praised, not only like praised in not only society. It's like a squash.
What is this? And how am I supposed to continue? Don't worry, it won't squirt.
So
I'm gonna just eat it like this.
Okay, that works. It's good.
No, there's no juice.
Okay. Maybe it sat for too long.
Probably.
But yeah, like young men, and this is why I feel personally that it takes longer for young men to mature than it is for a young woman, because it's stricter rules in being a female than it is in being a male. And that starts from young.
I mean, I'm sure there's guys out there that like
have those
maybe
same
like
values,
have those same. We're not saying like every girl is perfect, every guy is a pig.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like majority.
And it's not your fault. Like we're not saying that it's your fault. It can be something that has stemmed from when you were growing up, something that, you know, things happen. And it's like, I hate when people just like kind of like underline one specific party and don't take acknowledgement for the other, because two can play a game. Boys and girls can be equally mischievous and they can be equally angelic. So it's like, we're not trying to pinpoint on one another, but what we're saying is, in society and in households, whether it's a two-parent household or one-parent household, it is very common for boys to be praised for being free-spirited, you know, talking to multiple people, entertaining multiple people, just for being themselves, whereas for majority of young women,
if a girl did that,
it's more like, so limited, like you're in a box, and like it's just so much more structure.
They just kind of give you the side eye more.
I'm pretty sure like it's for a good reason, and I see it definitely, but like sometimes you have to let your kids grow up, because even now, as 20-year-olds, our parents would be like, you better not be having sex. And it's like, alright, like, I respect your wishes. But if you go to a boy, they're like, yeah, like, I've been having sex since I was like 13. And my mom knows, and it's okay. Because moms and dads make it an easy conversation for young men and young women. Rather, when it comes to a girl, it's like, like, did you get the birds and the bees talk? I didn't get the birds and the bees talk.
I got like,
It was like, I feel like for me, it was more so of like little puns, like little incentives here and there.
I was never.
But it was never a sit down.
Yeah,
like,
no. I was never sat down and told. I was just like, it was more like instilled with like religious values.
Yep.
It's like this. Here's what happened. I mean, obviously, as you grow older, you learn how like sex works, like what it is,
Yeah.
or whatever. But like, my family's, I'm Christian. My family's religious, not like hardcore,
Right.
but like, you know, we have religious values.
Right.
So like, my parents always raised me and my older sister. Like, you wait until marriage. I'm not afraid to admit the fact that I didn't wait till marriage. It's the truth. Like, I didn't wait, but like that shouldn't make me
Less of a daughter.
Less of a daughter.
Right.
Like,
Because how did I get here?
yeah, you just gotta be smart and safe, and do it when you want to do it. In
And
the sense that don't
Be
obviously
responsible.
be responsible. Don't feel like you have to.
Right.
Just because, like, let's say your friends do it, or
That
like
doesn't mean you
some
have
guy like really wants to do it.
And he says he will leave you if like you don't. Like, no. It's your body.
It's like, of course, it's all learning experiences,
Yeah.
but it was my choice. I don't regret my choice at all. I don't think it makes me less of a person, but I was like, that was kind of how. It's not good.
It's alright.
It's not. It was kind of like, you wait till marriage,
Yeah.
because that is.
Or you wait
I
till
don't-
never.
I don't know. They never really said, like, not when I was younger. They were never like, oh, like, pregnancy or STDs. That was kind of more when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, like, felt more comfortable talking about it. When I was younger, it was kind of more like, it's just the proper thing to do. It's the purest thing to do. You know? Which I do value. Like, I do value how my parents raised me. They were very strict with, like, guys and stuff with growing up, but now I'm 20 years old, almost about to be 21. Sorry. But almost about to be 21. So, me and my mom have that open
Conversation.
like,
dialect.
this is what I always say. I'd rather have an angry parent than a parent that don't know what
Clueless.
the hell is going on in my life.
Clueless.
Because let's say, God forbid, knock on wood, not trying to put that energy out there. It's not wood, but like, it'll do. But I'd rather have an angry parent that knows what's going on in my life than be in a situation, despite me being a young adult, keyword young adult, I don't have the answers to everything, and
Right.
This sounds very cliche, so say what you want, but I'd rather have the reassurance that I could go to my mom, and it doesn't always have to be a parent, it could be
A
aunt,
guardian,
uncle,
yeah.
a guardian, your
Yeah.
grandma, grandpa, whoever, your older sister. Go to the person that you trust
And you feel safest.
and you feel safe. If you're gonna yell at me, yell at me. If you're gonna you want to smack me, smack me.
Don't
But
smack
I know. Well, yeah, that's not really.
That's a little excessive.
No, but like, if my mom gonna like
Oh, yeah, okay.
smack me, I'd rather be smacked than freaking
Yeah.
clueless.
I agree. Having a mukbang.
Oh, what?
A mukbang. This is Kenya, guys. Hi. Oh.
But basically, I would rather have my mom mad at me than me not know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Understood.
You know, because it's like, me personally, that'll be a hurdle that we could jump over.
Okay.
She could help me.
Yeah, I get it.
But she'd
like, you
be
don't wanna-
pissed.
you don't wanna be
She'd
out here-
pissed,
you
let
know-
me tell you. Sorry.
You don't want to be out here sharpening pencils, and then one
I
day
like fell asleep.
you don't want to be out here sharpening pencils, if you catch my drift. And like one day your pencil that you were sharpening has mold on it, so now you have mold. Make sense? Like a STD would be the
No,
mold.
I know, but like, why the pencil? How a pencil gonna get mold?
It's wood.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Like, if you gotta catch on to what I'm saying. Or like, you don't want to be sharpening pencils and then all of a sudden you got a baby shave in your, you know?
She said baby shaving. You don't. Okay, you don't want to be sharpening all these pencils for you to be like, fuck, oh shit, am
It's
I allowed to
okay,
say
yeah,
that?
you can-
Oh,
Be like, fuck, oh shit, am I allowed to say that?
okay. Be like, you don't want to be sharpening all these pencils for you in the end to be like, you got a pen?
Right.
Yeah, like you.
Right.
I don't know, but that's basically the origin.
But then again,
of
it's like
my-
it all depends on the comfortability and the relationship that you have with your parent, with that guardian, or whatever. You have to speak to whoever makes you feel safest, because that is a very touchy subject.
Yeah, like I could go to my dad about like in high school, or like when I was younger. I'd be like,
Tell him everything, kind of.
it wouldn't be about like
Yeah.
sex and stuff, because that's awkward for
Yeah.
me. But it'd be like, it's like, why doesn't he like me? Like, why are like
Yeah.
from a man's
Yeah.
perspective?
Sometimes you need a manly perspective.
You
of
know?
things.
And my dad was always one to be like, he'd always take my side.
Yeah, of course.
He'd be like, well, like guys this age are stupid.
Mhm.
Or like, okay, like he doesn't like you, like get over it.
Yeah.
Trust me, we all have to learn the hard way.
Right. But that's another
But
thing.
it's
Allow
a
your
learning
kids-
experience.
Allow your kids to make mistakes. Don't bash them for it. Don't beat them down about it. Like, you were a kid too. And so, take that into consideration when talking to your kids. Especially if you did not talk to your kids about the birds and the bees. Like, take into consideration that, like, when you were this age, you were confused too. So don't beat down your
I
child.
also feel like
Especially if they turn up pregnant. What you gotta be mad for? Because clearly it is
That's
not
what
right.
I'm
Because
saying.
they being safe.
no, but here's the thing. I also make it like
Your duty.
I want my. It sounds because I know a lot of people are like, why you gotta talk to your mom about that? But like, I feel like a lot of you could relate. If you do, I don't think it's weird because again, angry parent, completely clueless by yourself. I like to make it known to my mom that yes, you may not
Want me to be?
you want me to be. My mom but I remember I told my mom and she was like, I was like, are you mad? Do you hate me now? Like, oh my god, like the fact that that's
On your
instinctively
mind.
the first question I asked my mom.
That's a
do
problem.
you hate me?
That's a problem.
First of all, hate and your kid having sex should not be
in the
the same category. But it's only because I do value my mom's opinion and
Yeah.
how my mom raised me.
Right.
But she was like, no. Like, she was like, you stupid. Why am I gonna hate you? She's like, it already happened. But like, I don't feel bad or offended if she says, me personally, I wouldn't have done
Yeah.
that. Like, I don't, my morals don't agree with that. But she's like, don't think
That I'm disappointed
disappointed in you. Because I also have an older sister. My mom would have reacted whether, like, older sister or not. Like, she told me that. But she's also, like, been through this before.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's, like, not, like, new news to her. But I also feel like it's, like, it has a lot to do with how your parents grew up too. Like my parents grew up in a different country with the mad strict. Like my parents are, I feel like I always mention where I'm from. So sorry to whoever knows I'm Armenian. I know I talk about it all the time. But my parents were born in Turkey, in Istanbul, Turkey. But we're Armenian. History. But we're Armenian. Proud. Parev. Anyway.
Paravinch peses.
Paravinch peses, yeah, I taught her. But my parents come from Turkey. My dad, I don't know what he does. I know from my mom, who had a younger brother, my uncle, it was like with everything, it was low-key a double standard. Like my mom was raised like, my grandparents are the coolest grandparents till this day, not to be biased, but they really are my best friends. I tell everybody these people are my best friends.
She brags about them.
No, like they're so freaking cute. Like I can't
They
even.
are.
I teach them all the slang.
Sari Shishek and
Oh my god! How'd you remember?
and
Wait, how'd you remember how to pronounce it? Did I teach you that?
No, I didn't.
That is phenomenal. Oh my god, that is fucking phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
That was sarıçiçek. That means yellow flower in Turkish because my grandma blonde is she my yellow flower. But anyway, so they're the coolest people alive. But when they raised my mom and my uncle, it was different because my mom and my uncle came here when my mom was like 10 and my uncle was 6. So they went to high school and stuff in America.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the same high school I went to high school as. And every time my grandma would pick me up from school, she'd point out the houses that my uncle would go to house parties to. And I was like, oh, well, did my mom go? She said, no. I'm like, why? She was like, because, like, just back then, which I get, but still, it, like, sucks. Back then, it was, like, girls, like, had to be proper, had to stay home, blah, blah, blah. And my mom also wasn't allowed to go to college either because the Armenian friends my grandparents made in America were like, if she goes to school, like college, she's gonna be loose.
Yeah.
Or like she's gonna like, you know, go against like tradition.
Like, planted seeds that
you didn't need to plant. My mom is a very successful woman. I will brag about her till the day I die. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, because I know my mom and how smart and creative she is, if she went to college, maybe she could have done something else.
Right.
That she wanted. She's very happy now, but I'm still saying, if she was
her
given the
opportunity,
opportunity,
her opportunities were limited.
Yes. She was also arranged to be married, but like, do you see guys being? I mean, yeah, in certain cultures, like the guy, they're like betrothed from like the beginning, like from.
But barely.
Yeah, barely though. Like they didn't betroth my uncle.
Some men are allowed to have multiple wives.
Yeah, like
females have multiple husbands.
It's like
I'm not saying that that's okay, like either way, but like.
You know, we're not talking bad about it. It's just it's the principle. Maybe it's a religious thing. Like
I just feel like it's just something that's been implanted from the beginning of time.
Who's screaming?
And I feel like a lot of people don't realize, but like as time changes, yes, you keep your values, yes, you keep your traditions, but you also have to kind of sometimes shape it in a way where it fits with the time. And don't allow anybody else's experience to infiltrate your thought process in allowing your child or yourself to not experience that same thing. Because one man's trash is another man's treasure and vice versa. So just because this person had this experience and they told you that this is what was going to happen doesn't mean that that would be the same that would have happened with your mom, for example. Like, you know? You have to look at it from...
What about your experience? Cue dramatic music.
Right. But, see, for me, well, for you... wow. For those of you who know me, I grew up with just my mom because my dad has been away in jail for 16 years now. If I'm calculating it correctly, 15, 16. So
Sounds great.
he got chose to be a deadbeat dad, but he isn't. Thank the Lord. So like my connection with him. So my connection with him is stronger, I would say, than the one with my mom, and she was the one that was physically raising me. But like when I went out, wow, what is wrong with me? Once I went away to college, me and my mom became closer because I felt like she appreciated me more because she missed me, like, you know. But yeah, so I've never had like the birds and the bees talk with either parent. My mother is more so of the creepy weirdo parent that throws little incentives in. So if like I get sick and tired of watching my sister, she's like, yep, that's why you're not supposed to have kids. That's why you're not supposed to have sex. Like she's that type of mom. She's that type of mom that like jokes about it and like, you know, goofy about it, but like we haven't sat down and talked about it. Like everything that I know about it is because of my friends' experiences or because of what I was taught in school very vaguely, because everybody learns about the reproductive system. So of like bits and pieces, like just I knit it myself. Like you're giving me the patches and I'm knitting them, and then I have to live by this. And I feel like I understand it, but it's like sometimes you can really freak your kids out, and I feel like that's why we need to make it a more welcoming environment when talking about these kind of things, because y'all brought us into the world by popping it and pushing it. So it's like like no, seriously, like I need us to be honest with ourselves here, parents and young parents. And I get it, like some of our parents were young when they had us, so like they have this kind of connotation where it's like I don't want my child to go through the same thing, because I know that with that came a lot of repercussions and issues, and that's why you know. But like you scare your kids, and I know some of my friends, like they're scared to tell their parents, like, oh, if I tell my mom, like I feel like she's gonna disown me, or like, you know, you know. So I feel like we need to make it something more normal to talk about, because there's so many young men out here that are living their best life. They're whipping and nay-naying all up in that because there's no repercussions. Whereas us females, it's just like, and then it's like we feel like if we go to our parents, it's gonna be like, what was the reason? You know, like a lot of females fear speaking to our parents about it rather than males, because males feel more comfortable. And I'll have another mukbang. It'll be bigger though, and it'll be boys here too, so they can have their input. But this is just like,
this is the first
the 101. Mukbang 101.
Mukbang 101.
Yeah, like I was saying, we need to make it a more comfortable environment and a more open-hearted, open-eared environment when it comes to speaking about the birds and the bees and just communication in general. And that's something that lacks in a lot of minority homes, whether it's Asian, African American, Hispanic. It's deep rooted, it's deeply woven, and it's just like something that needs to change. Like we need to make sure that everyone is equal. So yeah, that's my take on it. What's your take? What's your like closing?
Me?
Yeah.
I agree with that a lot too, because I feel like it's normal. Like let's say you get a D in a class, right? It's like I'm not as afraid to go to my mom and be like, I got a D, when when I could be like,
Mom, I got a D.
Basically.
Wow.
If that makes sense. I feel like it should be
equally opportunistic.
I feel like you're my parent, so we should set that relationship where I could talk to you.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad.
Oh, it's recording.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Here. We back. It stopped.
Yeah, so
Let me tell you.
they making Smokey the Bear happy. That was such a stupid.
No, it was fine. I laughed. I feel like I rambled.
No, it's totally okay. So like me, I am an angel. Trident commercial. But
Like, why they gotta do that? Why they gotta make it so like weird?